Hello everyone, it's Miss Diane coming to you from the Abilene Public Library. I hope that you are all doing well. I want to visit with you quickly about a few things before we start discussing the next activities. We are currently still closed to the public. However, you can call us and we will check out books to you, or you can get on our website, reserve the books, we'll get them checked out to you. Then we will set up a time for you to pick up your library books in the entryway. We are doing that in half-an-hour increments so that we can maintain the social distancing. Your books that you've checked out will be in a bag that looks like this. We will put your name on the bag and you can pick them up at the entryway of the library. So please give us a call so that we can get some books in your hand. The next thing that I want to visit with you about is the activity that we were doing over the past 4 weeks. And it would be this bingo card that we were talking about, and we were doing the poetry activities. This is due back to me on the 23rd of May so that I can get your name into a drawing for a prize. There are going to be 5 prizes. So what I want you to do is either mail it back to me at the library, or you can come to the library. This display will be in the entryway and this box will be in the entryway. And I want you to simply fold up your bingo card, put it in the box, and then after the 23rd, I will do the drawing. But please make sure that you put your name and your telephone number on the bottom so that I know whose bingo card it is, so that if I draw yours, you can get your prize. The next fun activity that we're going to do is I have created a scavenger hunt / quiz bowl. This is not due back to me until the 27th of June. The first 5 boxes on this activity, I want you to find someone who and fill it in. For example, find an adult in your family that has read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Put their name in the box. The bottom portion of this are the quiz bowl questions. So what I want you to do is answer the questions, put your answer in the box. One of the examples of a question is, in the United States, how long is a term for a U.S. Senator? If you don't know the answers, research it and find the answer. Fill the card out, make sure your name and phone number is on the bottom, and then return it to me by the 27th of June. Again, this box will be in the entryway as well as the other box, and you can return it to me in this box. I will get your name in the drawing for a prize. So this one is due on the 27th of June. Now, for the next activity that I'm going to introduce to you, I love creative writing. So for 5 weeks, we are going to do some different creative writing opportunities. The first one is going to be creating your own short story. They did this activity back in 1994 and 1995, and the students that participated were published in these books. These books can be checked out in the library so that you can read the short stories of previous students at the Abilene Public Library. So that is my intention. In the entryway of the library are these notebook pages. And I would like for you to write your short stories on these notebook pages. You can either pick them up at the library or you can download it on our website. The reason I want you to do it on this particular page, and you can take several of the pages, is because then I will have uniform pages to put into a book that will be published and kept in the library. So what I want to share with you, one story from 1994 that a student wrote. And this student is actually a friend of mine. She grew up, became a teacher, no longer lives here, but I want to share her short story with you. Her short story is entitled The Haunted House by Bobby Hall. Betsy Randolph walked down the road with her friends John Kisner and Kathy Walker. John said that the house on 49th and Vine was haunted. They were calling each other cowards. Betsy said John was a scaredy cat. "I am not," John boomed. "If you're not, then why don't you spend the night there?" John asked. "Fine, I will," Betsy said. "How are you going to explain it to your mom?" Kathy said. I'll just tell her I'm staying with you. I better get home and pack up my sleeping bag and find some flashlights. See ya, Betsy said. They agreed to meet later that night at 7. Betsy left her house at 5 minutes till 7. She got there a couple of minutes early. She met the other two at the gate of the old house. The gate swung back and forth, creaking and popping in the night air. John pushed Betsy in at the gate and forced her into the house. She carefully walked up the rickety old stairs. Inside, she looked over and screamed at the sight of a person. It was just her own reflection in the mirror. Betsy hit herself in the forehead. Duh, she said to herself. Betsy turned around and saw the glimmer of something. It was a stone. She went and picked it up. She thought it was beautiful. She put it in her bag. 10 minutes later, she laid out her sleeping bag. A few minutes later, she was asleep. The next morning, they all met out in front of the house, and she had a pretty normal day. Then it happened. The next morning, her mother hollered and hollered up to her room. She never came down. Her mother went up to her room, and Betsy was laying there dead. The stone was gone. So that's Miss Bobby Hall's short story. So let's talk about the components of a short story. And Bobby had all of the components in her short story. One is character. A character is a person, and sometimes even an animal, who takes part in the action of a short story or some other literary world. So she had characters in her story. Betsy was one of the main characters. Then the next component of a short story is setting. The setting of a short story is the time and place in which it happens. Authors often use descriptions of landscape, scenery, buildings, seasons, or weather to provide a strong sense of the setting. And her setting was the haunted house. She did a good job of using descriptive words so that you would understand that the stairs were the gate was rickety. She just did a really good job with the setting. Then the plot. The plot of a short story is a series of events and character actions that relate to the central conflict. And this story had an excellent plot. Then another component is conflict. The conflict is a struggle between two people or things in a short story. The main character is usually on one side of the central conflict. On the other side, the main character may struggle against another important character, against the forces of nature, against society, or even against something inside himself or herself, like feelings or emotions, illnesses, that sort of thing. Then the last component is a theme. And the theme is the central idea or the belief in a short story. And Miss Hall did an excellent job in her short story, making sure that she had all 5 components of a short story. So now I want to visit with you about the short story that I would like you to write. The first short story is going to be a fiction story, and I want you to create your own holiday. And after you create your own holiday, give it some great thought. Create your own holiday, and then I want you to tell me how you're going to celebrate it, how you get other people to join in the fun, have characters, have plots, but, have fun with this short story. So that is the first activity. We are going to be discussing another type of creative writing next week, Thursday, but for now, this is the one that I would like for you to do. And again, don't forget, write your short story on these pages so that we can publish them in your books. Hopefully soon I'll be able to see you back here at the library, but until then I'll be reaching out to you via these videos. But please give us a call so that we can get some books in your hands. I hope you're doing well. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you soon. See you next time. Have a great week. Bye.